Julia here, and today I want to talk to you about how to sell your first 10K offer, even if you're currently struggling to sell your 3 or 4K offer. So here's what brought this video about. As some of you know, I'm hosting the 10K Client Formula on the 26th of January. It's a live group VIP day with me in Kent. And I've been talking to people who were thinking of coming to the event, and they're reaching out to me saying, Julia, I would love to come, but I'm nervous to come, even though I feel able, if I had the tools, to sell a 10K offer, because I'm not selling my 3 or 4K offer consistently yet. And so I wanted to share the steps that I took to take myself from exactly that position about 3 or 4 years ago when I sold my first 10K offer to consistently selling high-end offers and creating a simple high-end business. So the first thing is, I want to reassure you and tell you something that you may not have already thought about. If you are trying to sell a 3 or 4K offer, that tends to be the first level of premium for most entrepreneurs. And so what I suspect is happening is that you are fishing in a very saturated pond. Now, this is not about competition. It's just that you're trying to sell the same thing to the same group of people, and your buyers can only make so many purchases at a time. When you take that step up from 3K to 10K and above, you suddenly start speaking to a very select group of buyers, not just people who are looking around the internet for free stuff. And so immediately your message gets in front of people who are looking to invest in themselves, in their business, in their home, in whatever area it is you specialize in at a certain level, and they are ready to purchase. So once you make that step up, you immediately start attracting a different demographic of person, and that person is a buyer. So that's the first thing. Don't think that you've got to stay at 3K, you have to sell 10 3Ks before you can sell a 10K. No, a lot of times it's actually easier to sell at a higher price point than it is at a lower price point, simply because people in the higher price bracket are buyers. They're looking to make investments at that level. The other thing is, does your offer speak to a particular problem that your buyer is experiencing? And I'll share my story. When I sold my first 10K package 3-4 years ago, however long it is now, the thing that my clients were looking for was they wanted peace of mind. Here's why. I sold a luxury destination wedding package, and that 10K was my fee. That wasn't the cost of the wedding. And the thing that the buyers said was they were worried that they would send their wedding money abroad and they would show up for their wedding and they would have nothing arranged. That was a real tangible fear. So the thing that was different in my program was I would accompany my client from the UK to Tobago and be with them all week in the lead up to their wedding, so they would not have any worry. It was the same person they were talking to in the UK. It would be the same person who would be with them at the site of the wedding in case anything went wrong. And that is what your program needs to do. It needs to speak to their biggest concern. This is not speaking to the pain. This is not agitating. This is not any of that, yucky marketing talk. This is what people are looking for. If you are saying to somebody, I can teach you how to run a marathon in a month, and that person only wants to lose 10 pounds to go to their daughter's wedding in a little black dress, they're not going to buy your marathon ready preparedness course because it is not speaking to the issue they are experiencing right now. Look at your offer. Is it speaking to their concern? I see this a lot of times, especially with health professionals. Because you know your stuff and you know the benefits of balancing your hormones or eating well or going vegetarian or whatever it is that you specialize in, we can all get a bit evangelical about what we do. That is not necessarily where your client is yet, as good as what you do is. So make sure that your offer is speaking to what they are experiencing right now. And the other thing is, be crystal clear that your offer is for who your offer is for. You want, when people read your messaging, your Facebook posts, your website, wherever it is they come into contact with you, they may hear you speak at an event, they need to sit there and take it in and go, she can help me. That is exactly what I'm looking for. A lot of times it can be a bit muddled, and that's why the sale doesn't happen. Because if somebody reads it and they don't get that it's for them, you think that if they have a question, they're going to reach out to you and ask the question. That does not happen. Inboxes are full, timelines are busy. You have to stop them in their tracks. They need to feel like she is talking to me, because when they feel that way, then they send the email going, hey, I want to ask you about XYZ because I really feel that you were talking to me when I read that Facebook post, when I read your website, when I heard you talk. So those are the core things. And in my own experience, when I did those three things, I actually closed my first 10K offer within 7 days of talking to the client and the money being in my bank account. So I want to reassure you that it is entirely possible to easily sell 10K and above, even if you might not be consistently selling your 3K offer at the minute, mainly because it puts you in a different demographic. High-end buyers are looking for specialists. They want to know that you know your stuff. And for a lot of high-end buyers, the price point says that. Two, you're talking to a very specific need. You are meeting a need. You are meeting the need that your buyer has, and they appreciate that. And so it makes it easy for them to invest. And three, they can read your copy, hear you talk, whatever marketing it is that you are using to get the word out there, and know instantly that you are speaking to them. So if you are at that stage in your business where you know that you are ready to create a lucrative high-end business and you want to serve clients 5K, 10K, 15K and above consistently, then there are still spaces left for the event on the 26th of January. It's with me. It's a small group of us, no more than 6. So you have plenty of time for me to give you individual attention, not to mention you get the feedback of being in a group environment. And it starts at 11 o'clock. So even if you have to get a train or you're driving, you don't need to set off from home in the small hours of the morning. The day runs from 11 to 6. We have a lovely lunch. It's in a gorgeous venue in Kent. And I'm going to be walking you through your whole high-end sales strategy for the next 6 to 12 months. We're going to look at your marketing and we're going to look at exactly what you're going to offer. So you leave the day with a plan. This is not a workshop where you get lots of ideas. Bring your laptop. We literally sit down, map it out. So when you leave that evening, you just go home and press go and start generating leads for your high-end offer. If you would like to book in, please email me on hello@juliabernardthompson.com or send me a message on Facebook and I will happily connect with you personally and send you the details. Bye for now. Speak to you soon.